What's up?
What's up?
Welcome to What That Mouth Do.
What it is?
What That Mouth Do.
Okay.
So the group name changed because I have a podcast now that's available on Apple, on Pandora, on Spotify, on most major broadcasting networks. So I had to change the group to go with it so everybody can find it that is on the podcast. So today, we can turn this off now.
Yo, what's up, everybody? We getting into we back. My wife is back. The name of the show is What That Mouth Do. Before we get into the topic and all that stuff, what's up, live? We on two different cameras, so if y'all see us going, we on two different cameras.
Oh look, the pole is like right in the way of it too.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I had a problem getting on live. I don't know why, but since I changed the group name, they took my live away. I guess I can go from my personal page, but it won't let me go from the group for some reason. So
Before you get in the question and we get on the topic, it's been a lot of controversy about people about the name. So I want you to break it down to the people. Since it's the first show,
with
the new name, you got the shirt on. Explain to the people what that mouth do.
What this mouth do? Or what that?
The name of the shirt. you know.
Okay, so the show is called What That Mouth Do. It's basically conversation that will blow your mind. Technically, we just have an adult conversation.
Right.
And more intimate conversation. Stuff that maybe I don't talk to people about and I don't put out there to everybody. But in this setting, because we keep it real and we have a relationship topics and different things like that we're going to touch on. Sometimes I have to talk about things in ways that I may not usually talk to everybody about. But in this setting, we want to know what that mouth do,
Right. So basically, when you saying what that mouth do, it's basically those conversation.
Not in no nasty way,
okay.
y'all.
All right. So y'all older folks,
get your mind out the gutter.
Who did want support, but kind of skeptical because you just didn't know what that mouth do. Now you know what that mouth do.
Now, if y'all was thinking it was something nasty, that's in y'all own mind because that is not what I was thinking about. I was just thinking about talking. Okay. That's all.
So what we got for you?
So the topic tonight, first of all, I need to introduce myself. It's Keisha, and this is my husband,
Junior, Mr. Hood News.
Mr. Hood News. So he is guest starring on my first official podcast show.
Right.
And we're talking tonight about relationships and how everybody wants these relationships and these marriages, but nobody wants to put in the work to keep these relationships and these marriages. This is why there's so many situations. I know y'all probably know a lot of friends or have people or know, might have been through stuff yourself where you recently ex or divorced or whatever it is. So we want to get into why that is and why this is happening right now. So first of all, I want to introduce with my husband. We're going to talk about how do we meet? Let's talk about that. Let's see how we even got to the point that we here right now.
You mean from the beginning?
I mean, you ain't got to make it long or nothing. Cause
it ain't going to be long, just saying from the beginning.
Yeah, just whatever you got to say. Tell them how we met. How did we get to this point today? Why did you get in a relationship? Why did you get married? How did this start? I'll go on my end too, but let's just start from the beginning.
Well, I transferred from D-Land High School to Mainland. And I started going to Mainland High School in what that was.
Honey, don't make this be a long drawn out story.
I'm saying, do you want me to get to it or not?
We don't have to make it.
I know, but I understand that, but I got to break it down because I got to get to the people. The people might want to know.
Okay, well. Let's
all right. Well, since you want to cut it short, I went to Mainland, started walking on the campus, and now I'm one of the coolest fellas that was on campus at Mainland. Mm-hmm. So when she seen the dark chocolate young man at Mainland, she just started chasing me all around the campus. I just couldn't keep her off me. You know what I'm saying? So then after that, you know, I like, you know what? I like the effort. I like the effort that would turn me on. The effort that she was putting in to get this dark chocolate young man, it turned me on. You know that.
So that's why years later you done gave me this ring and we married and we've been going on to 4 years because I put in the effort to get you.
That's just the short version. You wouldn't let me. I couldn't go on the long version. That's just the short. That's just the short version.
Okay.
You know, but now on the real though, I seen her in the mall. Well, I already knew her from mainly campus, seeing her around on the campus and stuff, and I was. You know, we're trying to say different stuff to her on the campus, but she was trying to play all hard and all that stuff, you know.
Listen, I don't be playing hard to get. I am hard to get, okay?
She was acting all hard, you know, and all that stuff, and you know, well, this one particular time, I believe it was after high school. Well, I believe when you're working in the mall.
I don't know, yeah, when I was in high school, when I first graduated high school. Probably as soon as I graduated.
I'm saying, but I was already gone.
Honey, I don't know. Can we get
but I'm saying, I was already gone and I seen her in the mall and stuff. And then I just put down. And, you know, but we were friends through all, and you know, all those years until it came back around. And then that time I just knew. You know, that I wanted her to be my wife.
You knew from high school?
No, I'm talking about when it came back around.
Like recently. I'm talking about like in high school. Like,
yeah,
what made you even think? Well, I don't know. I feel like back then we wasn't even in no real relationship. We was in a relationship, but we wasn't like that.
Right. No, back then, you know, it wasn't. You know, we was young and all that stuff. So then that's why I say, when the opportunity came back around, when I was a man, you know what I'm saying, trying to pursue this woman.
You wanted to be in that relationship.
Right.
So we can just rewind past the high school stuff, because I don't count high school. I don't know why. I just feel like if it happened back in high school, even after high school, like out of my adult age, or if it wasn't a real long relationship, I don't even count though. I'm sorry. It's cool though, you know, it's not a problem with it, but to me, I just, you know, I count the relationships that really like were meaningful to me. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't really meaningful, it don't make sense to me being like, oh, I used to go with this person. Like, to me, they wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing serious. So we can get to the point now. I want to get into like statistics, because we basically talking about how people get into relationships. They want these relationships, they want these marriages, but they don't really want to do what it takes to keep their relationship or keep their marriages. So they chase, they get with these people, they get, you know what I'm saying? They decide they want to be together, but then once they together, after that honeymoon phase and everything is over, then what? Like, why is so many relationships failing? Why is people just like jumping from relationship to relationship? I understand when you're young and you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really agree with like really settling down at a young age.
Yeah, I agree too.
I feel like you should be like a little bit older and past that stage, so when you get to settle down, like it's at the age that you should, and you don't really care about all the outside stuff going on. I feel like if I settled down and got married at 20, something like that, I probably wouldn't have been ready. I don't think it would have probably lasted. Right. You know, now I'm to the point where mentally I can accept and I'm here, you know what I'm saying, fully. So to me, you know, everything happened at the time it was supposed to happen. Right. Divine intervention. Okay. So I was telling my husband the other day, I read up on some statistics. There's a couple of statistics. When it comes to relationships, it says the average relationship lasts about 3 years, maybe a little less than 3 years, with most relationships ending less than 5 months.
Sheesh. See, I ain't think you were going to say 5 months.
No, so they have this thing.
So that's everybody? Like all nationalities?
Yeah, it's just the statistics. What they basically do is they The research to me don't really make a lot of sense sometimes because they don't take a big enough group to be like, hey, this is everybody. You know what I'm saying? They take a small sample of maybe like
that was gonna be my next question. Like,
yeah, it's only like a couple hundred, a couple thousand people.
I don't remember getting a text. You know me asking me these questions and I gave him my answer.
No, it's not everybody. Like. It's the research that they use, which we talked about this the other day in class. Like I don't like the statistics.
When it come down to marriage, they don't need nobody because they know when people got married and they know when people filed for divorce. It's public record.
Yeah.
So they probably went on that and took it there. So that can be possible.
Yeah, I mean, they have more than one way to find out. But
because
some of the samples,
because in public records, when you get married and in public record, if you divorce. So they probably took that scale from that. And what the percent did? What they say 5 months?
Well, they said most relationships end less than 5 months. The average relationship is
marriage.
No, these are just relationships in general.
Oh, okay.
The weirdest thing though is I did get a thing on the divorce rate, and I thought it was way higher than it was, but they were saying that the average amount of years is 20 years for marriage right now.
Right.
Which is good because I felt like from what I seen in the media and all this other stuff, I thought they were going to say like 2 years.
Because what's playing in the media right
it's
now. It's
not probably real.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. They might not be married.
What's playing in the media right now is put in the media to reflect the next 10-year generation. So now, probably like in the next 10 years, we're gonna check that percentage.
See
how it's gonna change now, because now that this new generation right now, when it comes down to marriage and all, because it's so many different things that are coming up right now, they probably ain't even thinking about no marriage. It's normal to have poly relationships. It's normal to do all these different things. It's normal to do all that now. So marriage probably finna be out of the question because they already coming up with the thing of trying to say why get married.
You know what though? A lot of marriages are like businesses these days. I mean, it might have been that way back in the days, but from certain things that I've seen of how
it
things
depends on
who
the people was. You know, like the low average, you know what I'm saying, house working people and all the other stuff. That had to probably be out of love or whatever.
They got arranged marriages. They have so many different dynamics to marriage. That's why I said
depending on who you is, because how we is, you know what I'm saying. It ain't no reason to be in a business marriage.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we don't need a business marriage.
Right, but if you're somebody like LeBron James' son and Kobe Bryant's daughter.
Yeah, they don't want them marrying outside of their wealth and certain things like that to the point
it'll be arranged, and then they know if them two get together, and then the media get the whiff of them two together. That's even more money, you know what I'm saying, coming in for it.
The parents have to pick the person because that way they know for sure that they're not marrying. And even when it comes to the race, some people want, like, say if you in the Asian community, a lot of them don't really marry outside nowadays maybe more of them are, but that's just them being rebellious. But I've even seen stuff where they disown them and everything if they marry outside of this, that, and whatever. So they have to have these arranged marriages.
You know what I'm saying, we see a lot of interracial relationships and all that, but it's still somebody in that family still side-eyeing them.
Yeah, 90 Day Fiance, they'll show you. A lot of those arranged marriages, sometimes they're like business arrangements. Some people want to come and get into the country, different things like that. So I feel like people marry for different reasons, even get into relationships for different reasons. But when you really have like a real relationship, or like say it's more attraction initially, not saying you have a real relationship, but say you actually see somebody and you're like, hey, that guy, that girl looks good. Like, I want to go holler at them. And then you really, in your mind, you thinking like, I could see us being together. But then it takes time to really know that person. And then know if you're going to be with them, know if they like are somebody that you really like. So they have this thing, it's called the 3-6-9 rule. So the 3-6-9 rule is how many months it takes to get to different phases in your relationship. Mm-hmm. So in 3 months, they say couples present their best self. That's what they call the honeymoon phase. So technically, within the first 3 months of your relationship, people are showing their best self. That's the reason why it takes a little longer before the relationship ends. You know, that's why it might get to like 5 months, because now they're doing everything right. They're picking you up on time. They're taking you to dates every weekend. They dressed up. They smelling good. They just have everything, you know, in order, because they know what you want. And especially when you're talking and you telling them like, hey, I want a woman or a man that's like this and this and that. Guess what? They're going to make themselves be the best version of themselves to equal up to what you want. So that's why they have that honeymoon phase where in the first 3 months, everybody's so in love. And this is probably what you're seeing on social media, especially with like a lot of people. Then you get into the 6 months where it says that you build a deeper connection, but then you're revealing a little bit more of yourself. At 9 months, you know if you're compatible and want to continue the relationship. So I feel like some people, they stay in their relationships after those months. Maybe it might be sexual. Mm-hmm. They get into a sexual relationship.
I think it got a lot to do with if they living in the house with each other or not too. Because a lot of people can be in a relationship for 9 months, but ain't never lived in the house.
Why do you think these people move in together with each other so fast? Because I be feeling like some of them people be homeless. Like, why would a dude like meet a girl and just like move in with them, or like be willing to just move in like right away, or like a girl move in with a dude right away? You think it's like homelessness, or you feel like they just really just have to be around each other like that much to the point where they just want to stay together that quick?
Is it in both ways? Because it can be both ways.
Like where they just feel like, oh, I have to be up under my man all the time, or my woman all the time. Like I gotta move right now.
You got some people like that. I know.
But you ain't gonna give up your whole place and move in if you have a place.
I know somebody that if you stay tonight,
you're gonna stay the night forever.
If you stay the first night, you stay the night.
That's attachment. That's
the first
attachment,
night. I don't care if it's the first night you met them. The first night you stay the night. You ain't nothing probably about 2 or 3, 4 years.
But that's attachment abandonment issues. That means that you ever watch that Jeffrey Dahmer movie? You remember how he was? Mm-hmm. Like every time somebody came around, because he didn't have his parents around. So it was like when somebody came around, he didn't want them to leave. So he would kind of kill them before he let them leave.
There's another movie I seen like that too. I can't think of the name of it.
Some people have really attachment issues and abandonment issues.
They
just like
it was
it's
all
emotionally
good, but then
attached
once
to...
it was all good, but until they probably started hanging around the job, it could probably be something that a person probably ain't even really thinking about it took, and then that person snapped because the abandonment issues.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of serial killers. A lot of serial killers and people that have issues in those senses are people who have been abandoned or things have happened to them. So people really are like attaching themselves to people sometimes for all the wrong reasons.
Right. And
they haven't really even got over their past baggages. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like they have issues that they haven't like dealt with, and then they get into new relationships and then they take their issues or their anger out. Not even always anger, but just even like just emotional attachment. You may find somebody that wants to be around all the time, but the other person wants to be free. Mm-hmm. But it's because they're not like on the same page. You know, some of them are just, they have their own different reasons for being into their relationship at that time. So even now, this brings me to the next point where it's saying the divorce rate. This was on the Psychology Today. So this is an article in Psychology Today. It's saying that women with divorced parents are 69% more at risk for divorce because they weren't able to see, a healthy relationship growing up. So I feel like it can go both ways with men and women, depending on what they've been through or what they've seen when they were younger. It might bring out stuff in them that's causing them to want these relationships, but they just can't handle the relationship because of all the baggage that they carry. Right. And then the other person might check out early, or they may check out early because it's probably too exhausting to chase after this and it's not happening. But then the other person may just feel like this person is like weird, or they this or that, like, why are they chasing after me like this? Some people like the attention, but some people don't like that attention. Like, some people could feel smothered. So the next thing is why the divorce rate is not as high, because it says, I thought it would be like at least every 2 years. It's saying most average marriages are lasting about 20 years. But,
and what the date was on that one?
I don't have a date on that one. It's just something that I was looking up in my research.
Right.
But there are certain reasons why. It's not because of love that they stay together for 20 years, but they have kids together. Some people have young kids together and they decide, hey, I want to wait until my kids are older.
Until they out of the house and stuff like that.
So 20 years, if you have a baby, will be average of the time that, and then some people they're not financially stable enough to move out on their own. Like, they've been sharing a household. Maybe, the husband has been paying all the bills, or the wife has been paying all the bills. But you got to look at it like this here, though.
And that's with anything. If you look at, and if you talk to anybody that's probably in a marriage or anything like that, and them been together for years, they got a story. Probably 65-70%. Well, I ain't gonna say that because that's high.
Do you know anybody that has a story that like really resonates with these situations? Maybe with the kids, the finances, and reasons why. I mean, you gotta say their name on that.
No, what I'm saying, I don't talk to a lot of married people. And a lot of them, they gonna flat out tell you like, hey, it's a lot of times that I couldn't stand that joker. But that's the purpose. That's the purpose of the marriage. But besides relationship, the relationship. Yeah, whatever. When they come to that marriage, that's a whole nother totally different ball game, because I dedicated this to this person. So through it all, I gotta fight. I gotta fight. And every day ain't gonna be good. Every day ain't gonna be good. Whatever. I might be here. I'm just talking in general.
In general.
Yeah, in general. Be here, be there, whatever. But when it comes to that marriage, it's about fighting. And then when you sit down and you talk to a lot of people that got 20, 30, 40 years of marriage, that probably gonna be one of the first things they gonna say. Boy, I couldn't stand that joker. But this here, and they came together and they worked it out. And the problem with, especially because you said 20 years, but if they probably do that thing again,
yeah, it's probably. I'm sure
it's gonna be way.
Yeah,
it's gonna be way less. And the problem is with that is because everybody give up. They giving up and they feel like something's gonna be sweeter on the other side, and then they gonna get back with the next person
and go through the same thing again.
If not worse.
But you know what? Hold up. Before you get into that, I just want to get to the last point where it said why people stay in marriages longer than they should. They also don't want to disappoint their family and their friends. So some people are still together because their mom and their whole family loves this person, their kids love this person, but they don't have that love, and it's just hard to like break up away from, you know what I'm saying, without feeling any kind of guilt in that, or being able to really move on with your life without having to still feel like you're in that relationship. It's like once you make that commitment and those vows, or just that commitment, it's like now you've taken on a role that you have to continuously have until death do you part. Whether it's like really even like in a relationship, because especially if it's a long relationship where y'all have kids together, maybe outside kids, whatever the situation is, but y'all still, you know, y'all have a family, y'all created a family together. And even just your family getting to know that person and their family getting to know that person, it still creates an extended family where even if you walk away, there's still people in the family that are still close. Yeah, like you may have like a cousin or somebody that, you know what I'm saying, that I may be like the closest with. So then it's like now you're in a new relationship, different things like that, but we're still attached to that. Or you may have, you know, my brother or somebody you cool with. You just don't know. It's like those attachments just like keep situations together. So that's why it's really important to know that you really want to be in these relationships before you start to bring other people in, because not just that person is affected, like you're affecting a whole community, you know what I'm saying? Or even just like now you're going out trying to spend money and do stuff that you haven't had to do in a long time just to create that stability for yourself and for your kids. And then your kids now, you know, they got used to having a 2-parent household, and now it's just 1 parent. You know what I'm saying? So,
and then that go probably have that child go through some trauma.
It is, because the parents don't always leave on a good term, and they don't create that good environment for the kids.
Even if they did left on a good terms, and then that goes to your point of when you say it came down to 20 years a while out of it, probably because
they don't want to do that.
They don't want to do that. You know what I mean? With the kids, so they gonna fight it. They gonna fight it till the kids out of the house, and at an age to understand, because now probably 20 years they probably not had their relationship themselves, so they probably already know like, oh, okay, things probably can go up and down.
Yeah. So listen, I have a question. I found all these reasons why people get out of relationships and get into divorces. Do you know any of the reasons or any of the top reasons why people?
If we talking about relationships or we talking about marriage?
Relationship. A marriage is still a relationship. So if you talk about relationships,
I know
some
when
people
you say divorce and you say people relationship, then you know getting a divorce.
Yeah, divorce or end a relationship, like in general. Like if you're in a long lasting relationship, it's just as bad as being in a marriage. Not bad, but it's just as bad as ending.
Some people look at it as that it's still free game.
Yeah, but it's still as bad as ending a marriage, because now they have a common law marriage where if you've been with somebody for 10 years, certain things like that, like the society considers you married. So it don't matter if that's not somebody that you're legally married to, like in society, y'all are common law.
So right
marriage.
now we talk about both in general.
Yeah, this is more like for long-term relationships, or even just relationships in general. Just stuff that you thought was going to make it to a certain point that just didn't, and now. So, what do you think? What are reasons that you feel like, you know what, we're going to take this to like a more personal situation.
I don't want to take it personal.
No, I'm just saying in general, like in past relationships, not any particular relationships, what are reasons that you felt like you had to end or stop? You know what I'm saying? Like even trying to.
I ain't been in too many relationships.
But I'm just saying at the times when you have, there's had to be like a point in life where you just like, okay, enough is enough, and I'm just ready to go. Like I'm not going back no matter what they do. I don't care how sexy they look when they come around. I don't care about this. I just don't live with this person.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for my lady, I ain't have a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? So if I get on and talk about that situation, people probably know who I'm talking about. Because you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so we ain't gonna
with my baby mama for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then after that, know what I'm saying? That's the only really relationships I had on like relationship, 3 relationships.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I had a couple of relationships. Nothing.
I'm saying I had a lot of.
I'm not
I
gonna
had
say,
a lot of. You know what I mean? But not like.
Yeah, I was gonna say mine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I had a real situation of times where I did have relationships, but I don't really feel like they lasted for long. And it's probably on my part as somebody that just don't take no mess.
Right.
Like when something happens, or to the point where
I
I just
will
don't
say this,
go
though.
backwards. So
I
I've
will
had
say this, though.
relationships, but it didn't.
I
don't consider them.
I will say. I will say.
Once it's
like,
over, it's over. It's a wrap for me.
When I was younger.
No, we're not talking about high school and before.
No, I
Don't
ain't talking
matter.
about. I'm
Don't
just
count.
saying. Even I'm talking about like 20s, early 30s, even stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I was hell. You know, when they came down that department.
So people had to let you go. I know I had to let you go back in the day.
Yeah, but I was open too. I was open but I was hell.
Yeah,
You
you know
know what I'm
what?
saying? But I always told myself though. I always told myself when I was a kid, because I grew up around a lot of, you know, my cousin, like on my mom's side, it's a lot of girls on my mom's side. So I seen their situations and all that stuff, and I always told myself, when I get married, when I get married, when I find my wife, when God send me my wife, when I get married, it's over with. I always told myself that.
So you got it out your system before
Right.
you actually decided that you was
I always told
married.
myself that ever since I was a kid.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good take on it.
Mm-hmm.
But as humans and different things like that, I mean, is this something you feel like you really, really can uphold for the rest of your life in this marriage and be like?
That's what I do. You gotta keep. I mean, staying grounded, staying prayerful. You know what I'm saying? Continue keeping, you know, God into my marriage.
So, I mean, besides keeping God into your marriage, like what other ways do you feel like you go to put that effort in to make sure that you continue to have a healthy relationship?
I got to continue. I know I ain't gonna be perfect, so it's hard to say that.
No, but what have you done? Like, what do you feel like you do?
I know, but we say we
for people that's out there that's listening and it might.
Getting,
like, what do you feel like is just like, even we made it for, you know, it's been going on 4 years now.
Right.
Like, what is something that maybe couples that didn't last for 2 years, even a year or 3 years, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody's situation different. And somebody could have been in marriage and then once they got married, they probably noticed that they were a heavy drug user. You know what I'm saying? Was something that they probably hid from them. Or now that this person done got married, now this person might have done been, now you being controlling when you want like this here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, when they get married, they can turn into a whole totally different person than what they used to be. Now that you're married, then now we here, I got you, you know, now is this going on and all that. And then that person probably like, it's all kind of different things.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the reasons. I'm going to give you some of the top reasons for divorce or even for like ending relationships, even when it comes to like long-term relationships. So one of the number one things is lack of commitment. If you're not committed to that person or that relationship, it's not going to last no matter what. And I definitely agree in that, because if I'm not committed to you and you're not committed to me, then what is to stop me or stop you from?
I was listening to the radio, the Breakfast Club today, and they had the girl Portia Williams on there.
Okay.
And you know, they were talking about all the different things, and you know, like how social media having you know, like man,
Made a play,
and all
yeah,
that
like
different
yeah,
stuff.
it's
And
hard
then
to have a real relationship when everybody all in your
Then
business.
Charlamagne, cause you know she going through the divorce and all that stuff with the dude Simon and stuff. So then now Charlamagne asked her, do you see yourself ever doing it again? And she like said, yeah, real fast.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she said she loved doing all the stuff that she do. She said she loved, you know what I'm saying, the sense of marriage. She loved the whole thing about marriage. And then she said she a real submissive woman. She said that's probably why a lot of men are attached to her, because she said when she get married, she's submissive to a man. But now she's saying if she get in another relationship now, once Charlamagne after that, she's like, yeah, but she say now when she get in another relationship, even though they gonna have, like, the thing is being in a relationship, she say she want them to know that we're in a relationship and we're doing the thing, but I'll be able to see other people and you'll be able to see other people, but keep it respectful.
It's communication, because I've even said that, like, to me, I'm not going for the cheating stuff. If you cheating or whatever, we ain't gonna be together. But if we communicate that and we decide we want to work on something in a way where it's beneficial to both of us in some type of way, then that's different. The communication changes everything. Like when you do it behind somebody's back, that's deceitful. That's when all that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's when all that anger and you bring up a lot of extra stuff come in. But you know what? I have a lot to say with that Portia Williams situation, because to me, watching her life play out on social media, she's been married twice. And she's been married to really successful men.
And going up the ladder.
The second dude, she actually stole him from another woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what she thought she was going to accomplish out of that, because like they said, the same way you get your man is the same way you lose your man. So to me, I don't feel sorry for her, and I don't feel that she's submissive because of the fact that she is probably not bringing as much home. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the money part. When you are dating somebody that makes way more money than you and that takes care of way more than you, you have to do other stuff to make up for not bringing home the bacon. You know what I'm saying? Where they will spoil you still, give you money, but at the end of the day, like, you don't feel obligated and they don't feel obligated, because now you are bringing something to the table, whether it's cash or, you know what I'm saying, whatever in the household. So Portia, she is somebody different. I mean, I like her for entertainment purposes and stuff, but her relationship situation right now, I think that she needs to just take a break. Like my husband just took a break. He'll be back, I guess, in a second. So while he's gone, I'm going to get back to the other reasons that they have for divorce. The next thing is communication, as what we were just talking about.
Seconds.
I didn't say it wasn't. I'm just saying.
No, I said that was 2 seconds.
I know you didn't say excuse me to the camera.
I added on a second.
I know, but you didn't say excuse me to them. Say I'll be right back or nothing. You just walked out in the middle of the session. Okay, next thing is we have number one is the lack of commitment. Next thing we have communication. Then we have finances. A lot of relationships don't last because of finances.
I think that should be two.
Finances?
Yeah, because you know a lot of infidelity definitely probably be number one, because a lot of people be in a relationship and broke as hell, but they still in the house with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But finances. Think
about this though. Okay, so with communication coming, like lack of commitment means that you don't even want to care about this relationship no more. That's definitely number one, because if you don't care about this person or this relationship, it ain't gonna work. So
so
next thing is communication. So anything could be kind of solved in a relationship if you communicate about it. So even infidelity, like we was just talking about, if you decide, hey, like we want to talk about this, or like we want to do this a little bit different later on. If you talk about it to that person, it gives them the option to be there if they want to, or, you know what I'm saying, make their own choices. Mm-hmm. So communication makes a lot of, you know, even when it comes to finances, if you talk about your, like, hey, I lost my job, I don't have no money, then you know we have time to figure out like how to get this money up. But say it gets to the day where like you've been holding it back and you knew this for like a month or two and you didn't say nothing, and now all of a sudden like it's coming down to the time where we gotta, you know what I'm saying, do this and be going. No, but communication. Communication. If you're not talking to your partner about what's going on, then yeah, y'all are gonna have an issue at some point in time when it comes to relationships, finances, even infidelity or anything else like that. Another thing they said, domestic violence. Not even just domestic, like physical violence, but emotional violence.
What do you mean by emotional violence?
Just like saying bad things to people to make them feel bad, even if it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, people when they get mad, they say a lot of stuff to each other. But at the end of the day, when it happens too often and too much, like it can lower a person's self-esteem and makes them feel different. I mean, I know they said self-esteem is esteem of yourself, but at the end of the day, like people can say stuff and do stuff to make you, you know what I'm saying, feel differently.
Yeah.
As far as who you are and what you provide for your family or who you are in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like underappreciated, whether they tell you or say something mean to you or just don't ignore you. Like ignoring a person is just as bad as far as emotional, not violence, but emotional, what's it called? You know, like say, just not even say when stuff is happening, you're not telling them what's going on and things like that. That's like, it still can cause just as much damage as you calling them names and different things like that. So there's a lot of emotional situations that people are in.
You know, instead of physical abuse, you know, mentally abuse.
Yeah, mentally and emotional. Anything that makes you just feel like more emotional than you really would regularly because now you've said something or you haven't said anything. And it's just making that person in their mind just guess and try to, you know, figure out like what's going on. Then we have people let themselves go. People ain't taking care of themselves like they used to take care of themselves. Like women, they said some men don't like the bonnets in the bed or going out in the store with bonnets on.
And then that go all the way about communication, what you were just saying. You know.
But how can you communicate to your woman or man like, listen,
because
like
a person probably just like.
If they feeling comfortable in themselves, or today they just not in the mood and they just don't feel good, or maybe they didn't have the money to get their hair done and now they gonna walk out this way, they gotta walk out their bonnet or do something. Like, how do you talk to people about that without still making them feel some type of way for being who they want to be?
No, I agree. That can definitely be damaging. Yeah. But especially when a person probably done been with a person for so long, you know what I'm saying? It might be some stuff that they might be lacking on that they probably ain't even purposely doing. You know what I'm saying? Like say for especially like when somebody living with each other, somebody living with each other compared to somebody that's not living with each other. If I'm not living with you and then you call me and say, "Oh, okay, let's go on a date," we barely see each other. So now when we come back with each other, we probably like boom, 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 boom. We get together, da da da. Now it's magic compared to somebody who
live together.
Live together. We see. I see you every morning. I see your ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? From physical to mentally to everything. Every morning down. You see mine every morning up and down. Whatever. We know each other. Whatever. Boo. So if it's they go get something to eat. Now, it ain't considered really as a date. We going to get something to eat together. So, it's a different preparation of, you know what I'm saying, which it shouldn't be.
I was about to say, it should be that way. Like, you should be excited to be like, hey, we about to go out,
but when you now, like, but now it's everybody going with the flow because we right here, go.
People getting too comfortable.
Yeah, it's getting comfortable. It's up and go. We going to get some compared to when you're in different places, and then now you got time to prepare yourself because you know you finna go meet it's just different. You know?
To me, I feel like I wanted to always feel like we still dating to the point. So if you say, hey, let's go out, and I don't get excited to get dressed up and go out with you and like really, you know what I'm saying? Like to me, it's like you already know that you are heading into another direction. Like when that feeling is just gone and you don't have that excitement no more that you did at the beginning. Like it had to be something that attracted you at the beginning. So when you stop feeling those butterflies in the relationships, that's when you know things are not probably going to take a good turn down the line. Whether it stays, like you stay in a relationship for a long time, it's going to be some kind of break or some kind of breaking point where you're going to have to rebuild that back up again. It's not just going to go smoothly from there because at this point, like you ain't showing no interest.
Yeah.
Not you, but.
I know. In general.
So another thing else they said, trust issues. Then they said lack of intimacy. People are not satisfied sexually, not emotional or physical intimacy. There's no attraction in the relationship anymore.
Right.
And then they said, like, people, like you were saying earlier, people will leave a relationship, get into another relationship, and then literally go through the same thing over and over. It's like a pattern.
If not worse.
Just in a different person, but a new household, whatever, but it's the same situation. Like, I was watching something or talking to somebody in my class the other day, and we were talking about that, how it seems like the grass is greener on the other side because people don't live together. When you live with somebody, that's when things change.
And then the thing about it is, it's two different individuals. Yeah, you can have different things that's coming on certain levels, but it's two different individuals bringing their whole lives together.
Yeah. When it comes to kids and they family and like how they raise their kids.
On all kinds of levels, they bring the life together, and then this person thinking this way, this person thinking this way, or sometimes you can be on the same page, per se, you know what I'm saying? But it's still boom, 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 because the two people bringing their lives together, and it gonna be conflict. You know
until you figure out how to work it out and get that communication
figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's an alpha, and the omega. Omega can't be an omega without the alpha, and the alpha cannot be an alpha without the omega. And a lot of people
break it down.
A lot of people forget about that.
Break it down. What you mean? An alpha and an omega. Like one person has to be the leader and one person has to be the follower.
No.
What you saying?
No. Well, if I don't wanna,
we're not gonna get offended.
Yeah. Cause
we listen and we don't judge. Just say how you feel. Let it out. Like, come on, listen.
Yeah, I thought, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
No, I like, okay, somebody needs to be able to lead in different situations at the time. And then somebody has to be able to, you can't have two people like trying to run the
But on certain things, that role can switch.
No, I believe that.
Yeah, that role, on certain things, that role can switch.
Honey, we do that. Right. I feel like this is why our relationship is a lot stronger.
It goes back to when you were saying communication. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't have that communication. They don't have that communication on certain different things.
But to be honest, sometimes we don't even have that communication. But it's just something that we, as we see that it's affecting each other, it's something that you have to deal with right then and there.
Right.
If you let it go on too long, you're going to have an issue. But that's why I said, we don't put on that our relationship is a perfect relationship. Because anybody that knows us, they know really we definitely ain't perfect with each other or with...
I'm probably finna get all that when the camera get cut off.
Yeah, right. But the thing is with us, though, we actually try. It's a difference when you try and you care about the person and you actually like the person that you are married to. Some people don't like the person they married to.
All right, let me say this. And I don't want to...
Just say it, honey.
No, because I don't wanna. Because from your therapist, you know what I'm saying, career.
Yeah, take it out the therapy thing. No, we not doing therapy right now. This is just straight raw.
But you got to. But for your career, you got to. You can't turn it off for them.
I can, and I am. That's why I'm not even
Also,
trying
about
to
not
get
in the
into
public setting.
No, I can.
In your household, you
No, they
you can.
teach you how to do this in school. Like, that's part of it. You have to turn it off and on. Like, with your friends, think about it. I'm going to school to be a therapist. Imagine how many of my friends, like, we're not even allowed to do therapy on our friends and family. If I wanted to on here, like, I could do whatever, if I just wanted to offer a service or whatever. But they tell us to separate the two. They're like, you're not going to have a lot of friends, certain things like that, because you're going to always be questioning certain things and whatever. So I've been making it my duty not to practice therapy, just to talk to people like I would if, you know what I'm saying? Like how we would when we at home. So I turned it off real good. Like, I'm not even that deep into it yet to the point where I can't turn it off. So yeah, at this point, I'm good. Like, I'm not trying to practice therapy on you every time I say something. Sometimes I'm just saying stuff because that's genuinely how I feel or that's how I'm thinking.
I know.
So that's what I'm saying. But it's just about two people that actually try and they care about each other and that want the relationships. Like, everybody doesn't have that. Are we always going to have it? I mean, I hope so. But different days, different changes. It's like, are you willing to, when I'm having a bad day, try to be there, in the best way that you can? Or are you just going to be like, okay, forget it. Like, she is having an attitude today. I'm going to just go out and be in the streets and go with other people or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or you going to sit there and try to work it out with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or whoever, your husband, your wife? Or you going to just be like...
I feel like...
It's support. You still got to be there in the good and bad. Like,
you got to be there.
Nobody's perfect. No relationship. Oh, let me tell you, because I know we're getting down to, we're already 52 minutes in.
Yeah, go fast.
All right, let me get to the last. Okay, so other things are, people are marrying too young, which we said earlier, we wouldn't do that at a young age. Unrealistic expectations. People are expecting way more and expect that this stuff is just going to fall out the sky and this is just going to happen right then, and it just doesn't happen like that. Like,
that's a big thing.
Unrealistic expectations.
For a divorce?
Yeah. People want stuff out of relationships if they just, it's not possible. Like, certain things you can make happen.
But how can that?
Okay, so some people,
how
think about this. Okay, so you get with somebody and you guys are working average jobs, whatever, making this much money. But this person wants y'all to be able to buy a house right away. This house in this place looking like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're putting a lot on their partner because unrealistically.
When I got with you, you're making $50,000, but I think that in 2 years you should be making $400,000.
Not even that. Okay, say we riding around in this kind of car, but now like I'm seeing stuff on social media. Now I want.
We should upgrade it by
I want a Range Rover.
Okay, I see
unrealistic expectations. Like, you know what it was when y'all got into it. Yeah, are y'all working towards it? Maybe. Is it gonna happen right away? Might happen. You know what I'm saying? But people see stuff on social media and assume that everybody can just go out there and make $1 million and go buy Range Rovers, and you know what I'm saying? And then even if you can lease it. But who's gonna put $500, $600 payments a month for something where you can just go buy?
How many Americans around here they want all that, but how many of them bringing in 2,000? Oh no, I'm just saying that, just in realistic, because it is social media. I know that they're giving these people these standards. A lot of these people looking at the reality shows, looking at Love and Hip Hop,
I want to go to Dubai with my man tomorrow.
Look how they living and how they dressing and how they looking, and then they probably have a few people in the city that might be living up to that stuff right there. They feel like they should be doing it too. So, but how many people that's not doing nothing illegal bringing home $2,000 a week?
Honey, that's a delusion because
That's
some
what I'm
people,
saying. That's
it's not
a
that
delusion.
it
And
can't
people-
happen, but it just
can't-
don't happen all the time.
It can't. That's what I'm saying. It can't happen. But how many people is bringing home? If you look on social media, it's people on vacation as they social media shows more than they're working.
Well, listen to
So
this,
what?
though.
So where's the money? So where's the money
coming
coming
yeah.
from?
No, but let me tell you, this is another thing too. And I feel like this is probably where people get that expectation. Some women, I feel like this happens more with women than with men. But some women will see a man on social media posting all this stuff that they have, even though they don't really have it, but they taking pictures and doing all this other stuff. They get with them, they move really quickly and think this is what it's going to be. And they get in that situation and realize this person ain't got it like they trying to make it seem like they got it. So that might be where...
That probably happened with the 3 month thing that you. How long you say 3 months?
The 3 months is the honeymoon phase where they're putting on and being who they want.
That's the putting on and stuff.
And then later on they
realize
find out
they ain't got no
this
money.
person is in debt by this much money and whatever. And now all of a sudden, like, oh, all these trips that they went on and this and that, like, we not gonna probably do that no time soon because, you know, but now in their mind, like, they came into this relationship, they gave up everything to be here because they thinking like, I'm about to be a rich housewife sitting at the house, going on trips and going to the spa every day. Unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
Then they have changing priorities. People's priorities changed. So they got in a relationship and it was one way, and then later on things changed and one thing happened in their life that changed everything, and now things changed for the whole shift
So
of
what
the
you
whole
saying,
dynamic.
like, say like for instance, like if we got together and we just out there doing it, this here coming in, everything coming in from left and right, and then tomorrow I went to a revival and I gave my life to God.
Yeah, and then they still want to be out there in the streets and going
And they
out.
still-
And
they
you like,
still
I
wanna-
want to sit at the house and I want to watch church tonight. And they like, I want to go party. That's definitely can happen.
Right, yeah.
Or
That
even like
can happen.
school or babies, like people, you know what I'm saying? Like this woman want this baby more, the man ain't trying to do it. They want to hang out still. The woman want a baby right then. The man give them what they wanted, but now the priorities change. The baby comes first, and the man is like stuck out there, you know, trying to spend time with their wife or be attracted still to them, and it's just like a situation where something has changed and it changed the whole dynamic of the relationship. Yeah, that
I can
happens.
see that. Yeah.
Substance abuse, over drinking, over drug uses, things like that change people's personalities, you know. Then people just grow apart. Some people just, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, things change, their priorities change, and now they're not the same person that you met, and now they want a different type of life. I feel like this talk could go into like 3-4 series. Because I still have all this paper. Look at all this I didn't even get through. I didn't get through none of this. But I don't even know if we're going to, because it's going on to an hour now that we've been talking. So, one of the last few things that I do want to get into is your relationship becomes your investment.
Give 2 more.
Huh?
Yeah, give 2 more.
No, those was the only ones I had.
You said
in there.
investment?
No, I said your relationship becomes your investment. Nobody appreciates anything that's free. If you're in a relationship where you're just like not having to give anything or put anything into the relationship, that other partner will check out because of the fact that it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not, trying to see the word that I want to say. It's not, if you invest your money into something, you're going to watch it, you're going to pay attention to it, you're going to try to hope that it's going to bring you back your investment. Like, you're going to put more time into something. You take $1,000 and you go put it on a, what's the things called they be doing? A parlay. You're going to watch that parlay.
You're going to watch it.
You're going to watch every game that play on that parlay.
Matter of fact.
No, I'm serious though.
Oh, dang, we on 2 phones.
Yeah.
Dang, I need to check my parlay.
But you got your parlay, right? You put $1,000 into it. what you gonna do? You gonna make sure every team, you gonna watch every move that team make. You gonna watch every game as it checks off to see how many you won. You gonna see when it's time that you can cash out early if you can. You gonna be watching it. You gonna be putting care
If they
into
give
that.
you a cash out.
No, but even if they don't, you put your $1,000
I know,
in.
you
So
gonna
until
watch
they
it.
tell you that
You
it's
gonna watch
over, you are invested into that.
Yeah.
That's how it is in a relationship of marriage. Like, once you put your time, your effort, your love and care into that person, that's how you really should be. You should be watching and making sure it grows, helping it grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you want that support back in a sense, but at the end of the day, you still got to do your part. And hopefully they'll do their part. But if they don't, that's the time that you know that there are times that you can, you know what I'm saying, check out and really have validation for leaving out of relationships like that. But I'm talking about for the ones that's going good and somebody just checks out, like, and it's not really for a good reason. Like, why not? You know what I'm saying? And try to come back in and put that time into it. There's certain times that I would say leave a relationship. If it's just that bad, you have to go. Like, I'm not saying stay in a relationship.
Only time I will tell somebody to leave a relationship because there's so many people. Nah, people just straight disrespect you. You don't need to be with that person. You know what I'm saying? And definitely physical.
Yeah.
Somebody putting their hands on you, ain't nobody. It's not no man should be putting their hands on a woman. That's one thing I despise. I despise a man. And I despise a man talking upon a woman's clothes. I don't care. You a woulda for a reason. Like, and then you get upset. Then now you talking upon the clothes or calling out a name. You know, that one thing I despise, and you will never be respected as a real man because that ain't what a real man supposed to do. You know what I'm saying, to his wife, who he say is the everything.
Yeah.
Go ahead, baby.
It's the vows of two. People take vows and they don't really, you know, they don't really respect them. They don't appreciate them. They don't, you know. That's why I said everybody has their own reasons for leaving their relationships. But we did want to get into the people who have relationships or have marriages that the situation may have seemed like it's way bigger than what it is, but it's not big enough to just leave that relationship or, you know, not try anymore. Like, at some point, and if it is getting to that point, like communicating to that person. I was watching this thing, and I'm going to get ready to end it off on this. Ayala Fix My Life is a man on there. He said that he has never wanted to be married to his wife. I seen something the other day.
He
this
was
lady
married
said,
to her?
yeah, they've been married for 20 years.
But he never
He said from the beginning, he said
her?
he did not want to be married to her. He said when he said it, he was kind of like playing around with it, but she was so excited in certain things that he just like kind of went with it from there. After that, he got addicted into porn, all kind of stuff, even cheating on his wife. But he said he didn't have that attraction to her like that. He didn't want to be with her like that.
So what? So what do you need Ayala to fix his life for? Like, okay.
No, because his porn
I'm pretty sure they brought the
addiction,
family in. So like, and all that other
she
stuff.
didn't want to be with him no more after she found that out. But he never told her that.
Okay.
The communication. He stayed with her. To me, I would have been more upset that you wasted 20 years of my life. If that's what you knew that it was, like, leave it alone.
So he went on Ayala
to get some help, yeah.
I know, to get some help.
Or to see how to talk to her about
it. Or how to love his wife. But he never
not how to love her, how to let her know that he didn't want to be with her and that he didn't, you know, like, yeah. He don't want to keep stringing her along now. He only did it because their kids, because their kids are adults now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had kids. So they he said that, you know, different things changed the dynamic where he tried harder later, but he said he just wasn't into her like that from the beginning.
Did he say what? Oh, from the beginning
from the beginning.
Or happened through time that like...
He said he was trying. He said, I was trying to get to love her, to, you know what I'm saying? He's like, when the kids came around and certain things, I just wanted to do the right thing by it, you know.
Did he give a reason or why he...
He just said he just
when he was trying.
He's a pastor at that. Yeah.
But what I'm saying, and then that's probably another thing too, because he probably trying to because when you pastor the church and you deliver the message and stuff, you know what I'm saying, you wanna
live by that. Yeah, he was crying. He was very emotional that he didn't want to do this. He was more concerned about the kids. He didn't want the kids to know what he was doing. He didn't want the church. He didn't want to face the church and certain things like that. But he had to on the show, and you know that's the communication part. He had to put it out there.
So did she fix it?
Well, they separated. They lived separately, and they didn't divorce right away. But they don't live together. They're not together. The wife was like, their whole relationship was a lie. Which to me, you know, I was like, I didn't say what I was saying that she should have did. But at the end of the day, to each his own. You know, she didn't want to. Yeah. Their kids was grown, so she said at this point.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
What?
Think we at it. Where we at?
We at the end. Okay. We're at an hour and 5 minutes.
Do you got anything with your notes that you want to go over before I ask this question?
No, I feel like I kind of went through and tried to just get a little bit of each thing in my notes. I had more notes that I didn't even finish writing on here, but I definitely, I feel like I got to a good point. So,
so I can ask mine.
You should have read your vows on here, Henry. Vows.
Yeah. But it's recording.
I know. Okay.
But can I ask you a question though? What that mouth do? What this mouth do?
Yeah. It has very intimate conversation that will blow your mind. All right, y'all. What do you have to say, honey? You have anything else? You said,
yeah, I want to, you know, I mean, to narrow everything around, you know what I'm saying? Protect your household. Protect your household. It don't matter what level you at, because if you're involving yourself with anybody, you connecting yourself. You connect yourself and you connect that person with you. So it will always come with something. So make sure y'all be on point. You know what I'm saying? Be respectful. And I want to say this one thing. Before the podcast, we were running a little late. I was coming in because I was at a men's meeting. And when I was in the men's meeting, I got this book. And this book was As a Man Thinketh.
Yeah, he was at a men's meeting. That's why he was late.
As a man thinking, and we were going through all these different chapters and all this, what it was saying and stuff, and they would break it down, and it opened my eyes to a lot of things that which with me and you already done talked about a lot of times, like, oh, we got to stop saying that. You know,
yeah,
like
manifestation and putting stuff out in the air. And other people put stuff in the air.
Yeah, when you saying like, oh, yeah, I ain't gonna hit anyway. You know what I'm saying? You don't put that out there.
You gotta put positive.
Yeah, you gotta put that positivity and all the other different things out there, man. And that's even with your relationship. You got to go out there and say, oh man, this is gonna be this.
Successful.
It is gonna be that. It is, you know what I'm saying? We is gonna come together and talk it out, have that communication, and then that was me and my wife. You know what I'm saying? We got to even do more.
Yeah, we're working on it.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's a work in progress with a lot of communication and all that other different things. But find you somebody who you can trust. Leave your friends out of your business. Don't tell your family members and none of all that unless it get physical. And all but unless you just can't take it no more. But just
every little detail.
You know what I mean? But just on little random little talk,
keep
these people out your business and all that stuff. And don't pay attention to what these people probably already wrote a strip, you know what I'm saying, to make it look like they see on social media. Because a lot of them probably ain't even living like that. Probably a lot of them probably what they seen, they probably in the Airbnb, or Uncle Sam probably at the door, probably finna shut the whole thing down because of the tax evasion.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Next thing I would say, make sure that you are a partner. Like, people have to realize in a relationship, that is not your parent, that is not your caretaker. You should be a partner in your relationship.
I agree.
You need a helpmate, not a gonna take care of me mate. And if you sit there with those expectations, that's another unrealistic expectation. When you feel like you're gonna be in a relationship and they're gonna do, and you're not gonna do anything to contribute or help, and they're just gonna continue to love and be with you and wanna be with you, that's not gonna happen. People get tired. They get, they get frustrated, they get annoyed, especially when you have a household to take care of, kids to take care of, whatever. Like, that same way that you got in that relationship, keep that same energy through your relationship.
Right.
And date each other. Don't look like, oh, that's my husband. There's a difference between a husband and wife and a marriage. And it's true. Anybody could be a husband or wife, but not everybody takes the time to really make sure that they're like in a good marriage, or they're trying with their marriage. Even if it's not marriage, it's their relationship.
Yeah, I agree.
You want to help me. You want your partner, like somebody, if you carrying a ton of bricks, they going to come and take half of the bricks off you, or they going to grab the other side and help you get the bricks to the other side. If you leave them to just carry everything all the time, it's always going to be a problem. And I'm going to let you know that right now. Keep it sexy. Try to get it in at least 2-3 times a day.
Yeah, 2-3 times a day?
Yeah, get your lingerie, get sexy, try to, then, do what you gotta do.
All right, well, come on.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you for tuning in. What That Mouth Do. Go check us out on Spotify. We got Pandora. We got, it's a whole list of different places. Most major platforms, just look up What That Mouth Do. What, W-H-A-T. That THAT MOUF for mouth do DO, and we are on live on Facebook Live as well.
Mouth again?
Mouth is MOUF, not MOUTH. There's another one that has the TH in it, but it's MOUF. This is the logo right here. Shout out to Coach D, my daughter's basketball coach, for always coming through with t-shirts last minute. But yeah, he put the logo on here, so shout out to him. And we'll see you next time. Make sure y'all tune in. Next live I have a very interesting topic where I really want to hit why, when it comes to infidelity, especially with men and women, why do women always choose to blame everyone else and everything else except for the man? Not saying that they can't try to keep their household together and do everything they need to, but why do they get excluded, from the situation when it comes to them helping to mess up their household by being cheaters?
What?
The next show.
No, but what is it?
Why do women blame everybody else and go after everybody else except for their man when their man is being unfaithful and causing?
So only women do this?
No, I said it happens probably in both cases, but I see it a lot in women. We're going to stay tuned because that's going to be the next subject.
I'm just saying, you getting on the topic, then you know what I'm saying, you making me just want to just going on.
Yeah, but we're not about to do that right now. We already like almost an hour and a half in. But y'all make sure if y'all want to see it, y'all want to hear about it, y'all got something to say, make sure y'all tune in next time. Facebook Live was tripping tonight for me. My husband, he went Facebook Live on his page, but it won't let me go Facebook Live. But we're going to get it fixed and worked out. If not, then we're going to pre-record and just post it. And y'all can still comment.
But just like she said, though, if you want to find, you go to all platforms. What that Mouth
Pandora,
Spotify.
Apple Podcasts.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. YouTube only has like one episode right now. I got to upload the rest of them. But yeah, it's on there too.
Okay.
So,
and we're working on more.
Yes.
So it's going to be a lot. that be happening with this here. A lot of different guests that gonna be coming through.
Yeah, and if y'all want to hear more from my husband here, Junior, y'all make
I'm
sure
gonna
to
be.
tap in and let us know that y'all want to hear us talk about
They
certain
might not
things.
want to, what I'm saying.
And if you want to be a guest, y'all can be a guest on the show too. Just
you know what I'm saying. Call the store. What's the number?
you say call the store, just inbox us. Facebook.
Yeah, the number.
What
Call
that
the
mouth
store,
do,
man.
yeah, just-
and let us know what your mouth do.
No. Don't let us know. I'm just playing. If it's good conversation, we all for it. So
Yeah,
yes.
that's what it's all about.
Yes. All right, y'all. Good
And I want
night.
to hold on.
Oh,
Whoa. I want to say this. I'm proud of you, baby.
Thank you. Proud of you.
You know what I'm saying? Like how you came up with this topic and how you put it together and all these different platforms or whatever. That was something that it took me. I started my podcast in 2011. But to see like how
It's transpiring.
like how
Things
you
are just
like
like
how you
different now.
you know what I mean, and everything was different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can mean
Thank you.
keep going and it's gonna be successful.
I appreciate
I
it.
believe-
Yes, my husband, he
Yeah.
paved the way. He's been doing this
Yeah.
for a long time. Mr. Hood News, we do celebrity interviews and podcasting and what else? Like
A lot of different stuff. But
even for local rappers and people too that want to get their name out there, get their story out there. We do those kind of interviews. He's been doing it for a long time, and he done introduced me to
sponsors.
stuff too. So
If y'all sponsors, or if y'all want to promote all your different things on this podcast, y'all reach out, and we gonna have all that information now. Like if you as a sponsor, if you as a business that probably want to add little different things to talk through, or if you might want to have your own special cup because you're doing a wind down thing.
yeah, it's like Wind Down Wednesday. Like if you would go to the bar, you sit around and you have
Right.
conversation, you fix your drinks. I was supposed to let y'all know what I made tonight, and I make a name for these every week. But we're gonna continue that for the next one. Today we just had a rough start, but
Right.
we kept it going. So
Right. So if you're a sponsor, if you want to do anything, you know what I'm saying, to support this show, the doors are open.
yes, cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Till next time, we'll see you. Thanks for joining.
What that mouth do?
What that mouth do.